if you guys are cool with it. This heat press that's right here, that's an 8-in-1 Vivor. I'm giving that away.
Yeah, I saw it there.
Oh, you saw it? Okay, go.
Thing. So, man, we already live. So, I'm C. Paris. That's Mike T. We brought out a special guest. Brother, introduce yourself.
What's up, everyone? My name is Mario with Neko Printz.
Man,
And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, brother. Appreciate you coming out. Since you just spilled the beans about the giveaway, would you give a little history of who you are and tell about your giveaway?
So I'm actually giving away this 8-in-1 heat press from Vivor. It's got 8 different attachments with the heat press itself. It's a 15 by 15, and if you all want to enter, all you have to do is check out my last YouTube video. All the official rules are in there, and just leave a comment and let me know.
And so, what's your YouTube channel? Shout out your socials while we at it.
It would be youtube.com/Neko Printz. No underscores or anything, just Neko Printz, just the way I have it in my name down there. No space either.
Okay. So, would you give them a brief history of who you are, what you do, and all the stuff?
So, I guess at the bare basics, my name is Mario, and I started off printing T-shirts about 3 years ago. It's something that I actually always wanted to do. Like when I say always, I mean literally for like the past 10 years, I would always talk to my friend that we work together, and I would say, yo, let's start up a little T-shirt business. Let's make some Nintendo inspired shirts, because I used to love all that. I still do.
Yeah.
Love all that geeky stuff. I love Zelda. I wanted to make my own. I wanted to make some stuff that I wanted as a kid that wasn't available.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tried doing a few things. At one point, we decided, you know what? Let's try to do it. I would say maybe like 6 years ago. We decided let's try to do it. We went to a local art shop and we bought that little speedball screen printing kit, the starter kit, and we couldn't get that to work at all. So we just gave up. Fast forward a couple of years, I decided I'm gonna try it again after the job that I was in that I absolutely loved. They let us all go. So after that, I thought, you know what, the corporate 9 to 5 sucks. What happens if I get fired again? And I decided to start up the T-shirt business.
Yeah, man. So, how do you? I'm stumbling on my words. How did you get started?
I started looking up on YouTube, right? Because, like I said, I always wanted to start my own hustle, and I wanted to specifically print T-shirts. Mm-hmm. So I decided to start looking on YouTube, find out how to start, and the only thing I would see was screen printing. So I started looking into Reyes. At the time, there was this little dude called Kenyan Ken. He had some awesome content with screen printing. Big Brando, T-shirt side hustle, and I think those were the main ones that I started looking into. But it was mainly with Big Brando, Kenyan Ken, and Reyes. So to me, the only thing I knew or that I saw was screen printing. So I figured, you know what, let me do this. I cleaned out this huge this shed that I had in my backyard at the time, made a little screen printing shop. And I decided I'm going to take a customer. First customer was one of my closest friends. He gave me an order for shirts. He trusted me. And when I went to print them, dude, I couldn't get that shit to work.
Oh, wow.
I could not get the ink to lay properly. And I started freaking out. So I started looking at other options. I told him to give me another week. And then that's when I came across the cameo cutter. Mm-hmm. Once I got that, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, man. Kenyan Ken, man, he used to be big. He just disappeared. Yeah. I used to watch him. He was one of the people I used to watch all the time.
That dude was banking.
Young
dude. Yeah.
Young dude. Getting it. Yeah, man.
He would come back every once in a while. I remember he started coming back with his DTG business and then a few other things. He showed off his warehouse. He still screen printed. The dude was insane. I really looked up to him. It really sucks that he stopped.
Yeah, man.
A whole bunch of other stuff he was doing out there.
What was that?
He was a car salesman as well. He was doing a whole bunch of
that's right. Stuff. You're right. I remember him talking about how to be able to start your own little dealership.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
I do. It was a hustle.
Can come talk to us, brother.
No, but aside from that, right? One thing that I realized was that there was barely any content on how to start a T-shirt business with vinyl or anything other than screen printing. Or if there was, I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So that's when I decided, you know what, I'm gonna start giving a couple tips and tricks here on TikTok, see how it goes. Maybe I can use these tips and maybe I can use these types of videos to bring in customers to buy my T-shirts. But I started using the wrong hashtags, started bringing in a different type of audience, which was the people that were looking to learn. And it's all history from that. Started teaching.
Yeah, man. So, TikTok, man, you pretty big on TikTok. How was that experience and the growth over there for you?
It was accidental, to be honest with you. Like I said, I started making videos trying to show customers how their products were made, right?
Right.
So I used the wrong hashtags, and then people started asking me, "Oh, how are you doing this? What are you doing to do this?" I started answering those questions, and I realized there's a lot of people out there that are stuck where I was. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. Again, for me, all I knew was all I saw was screen printing.
Yeah.
So I figured, if there's a lot of people that are interested in this, maybe I can start giving some tips and tricks and help people actually start their businesses, right? Maybe I can help some people that are just stuck in a particular spot, because me myself, I like to consider myself a bit techie, right? Because I used to work IT. So I feel like I have the technical know-how to be able to troubleshoot certain things and to just figure things out. So whenever anybody would ask any questions, I would try to reply back to them using either a video or just anything that was relevant.
Right.
Little by little, videos, they would do maybe 200-300 views. That's kind of where they got capped at. But then I remember one video in particular, which was taking your brand to the next level. And that was making shirt tags through sublimation. That video was one of my first big videos. It was only like 4,000 views. But that's actually what really got me started and got the ball rolling.
Yeah, man.
4,000 is a lot. You said you use a lot of the wrong tags. So
Yeah.
Often I use a lot of the wrong tags, and I still ain't went viral yet. What's the right tags? Do you have any of the right tags that you're supposed to be using?
I mean, it really depends on the audience that you're trying to gain, right? So if you're looking to bring in an audience that wants to learn the business, start using tags like hashtag heat press, heat transfer, online business, things like that, entrepreneurial type terms. Now, if you're trying to bring in actual customers like that are interested in your products, in my case, I was looking to sell anime or Nintendo type t-shirts, then you're going to start using those types of tags. So Zelda t-shirt, right? Hashtag Zelda t-shirt, hashtag Pokemon, I don't know, Pokemon merch, Pokemerch, anime merch, stuff like that. Or specific characters in the niche that you're trying to do. So hashtag Goku t-shirt, Ash sweat shorts, stuff like that. It's a bit harder. It is a bit harder to bring in that type of audience, but just consistency.
I want to ask, what is viral? I really don't know.
Viral, I think, honestly, is subjective, right? It really depends on you, and it depends on what you see as viral. To me, at the time, 4,000, 5,000 was viral, right?
Yeah.
Right now, 10,000, 15,000 is still viral because some of my videos are getting capped at 4,000 or 5,000. So to me, that's my type of viral. I have one video from FM Expressions that is actually about to hit 1 million, and that is probably my most viewed video. I know a ton of people have had like 1-2 million videos, viewed videos, but when this one hits 1 million, dude, I'm gonna celebrate.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Got to.
Yeah, man, I've been trying to get 1 million ever since I started, and finally, right there, I just need like 8,000 more views on that one video.
Hell yeah, it's gonna come too. If it went that far, it's gonna definitely make it.
Oh yeah.
So you brought up FM Expressions, man. I see you promote their DTF transfers. Would you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So their DTF transfers, well, I mean, just FM Expressions overall, they reached out to me at one point and they wanted to work with me. So they sent me a few samples. I tested out their 15-cent screen print transfers. I like them. They work for, the type of stuff that I want to do, which for me, those types of transfers are great for when you run a promotion, right? So I'm going to run a 100 t-shirt promotion, single color promotion for X amount of dollars. That is the perfect time to bring in 15-cent screen print transfers.
That's smart.
And then the DTFs are another one that I actually ended up really liking just because they feel really nice. It doesn't have to be FM Expressions. Just DTF prints overall are fantastic. I work with DTF with FM Expressions because I like their customer service. They've been good to me, and I haven't had a bad experience to date.
Right. Yeah, FM Expressions, they get a bad rap across the board for whatever reason, but when you got a company that's been around that long, man, that has to tell you something.
Yeah, man. I know they just recently had a change of management. I want to say in like the last year or two. And that's when they actually started bringing in the like influencers and people to actually start pushing their products. So the lady that reached out to me has been super cool. She's been super chill throughout the entire process. You know, whenever I need anything, if I need a couple time extra to, I don't know, come out with a video, they're cool with it.
Yeah.
And
I'm looking up. I'm just curious. Yeah, I thought so. It has been like 40 years.
yeah, they've been around for
81. They've been around since 1981.
oh, they've been around since I
was
believe
born.
people even knew what transfers were.
Yeah. You said the year you was born.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was around when they got here, so
Always
I'm a
fun.
'90s guy.
I have been here a few by then, but nah.
Yeah, I'm a '90s guy. I was born in the '90s, so
Wow.
a little bit late in the game there. What's that?
How old are you?
32, 33. I actually just turned 33 like last week.
Yeah. The 90s, born in the 90s. Dang.
Yep.
I got children born in the 90s. You made me just feel hella old.
I'm
Hella.
telling you, I got a 5-year-old and a newborn, so
Mario, what made you choose anime? I know we was talking about it a little bit before we got started. Could you go over why you
I
chose it?
just enjoy it. It's stuff that I like. Originally, it didn't really start with anime. It was more than anything video game inspired things. So I wanted to do like Legend of Zelda type stuff, Super Mario. And then eventually I started to see all the different anime t-shirts that were coming out, and I was like, that's pretty cool. I can do that. I could probably make something better. So that's where that started coming in. But then, you know, everything with copyright starts, and then I found out the hard way because my old Etsy shop got shut down. So
Really?
I stopped with that. Yeah.
Son, would you talk about that? Because people don't know, man, that copyright infringement is serious.
Yeah, bro. I actually came out with a video on my YouTube channel, and I explained the whole thing, but pretty much the gist of it is I started. So the entire premise on my first Etsy shop was geeky and nerdy items. So I would come up with t-shirts and you know, sublimation items like bottle openers, and I even had these little shadow boxes which had etched glass from scenes from different video games, and they were doing great, right? I was getting some pretty good sales, and then little by little I realized certain brands were actually starting to be taken down by Etsy. I kind of started to learn which brands were the ones that were being taken down, and I started staying away from those, and those were primarily anime. You know, whenever I did the Pokemon ones and the Zelda stuff, that would typically stay up. I would never have any issues with that. But when I started introducing anime, that's when it really started to go down. So I started doing a few Demon Slayers because I absolutely love that show. And I realized 2 or 3 of them got taken down. And typically 3 strikes, you're out, right? So once one particular brand got taken down, I stopped completely with that brand. So at one point I was doing some Power Rangers masks. And then those masks, after maybe a month, got taken down. So I stopped doing Power Rangers merch. I started doing the Demon Slayer merch. That got taken down. I got off of that. And it took a while. Like, it took a lot longer than it probably should have, until they finally shut down my store because of too many infringements.
Wow.
And then after that, I just couldn't reopen that same store. Supposedly, you're not allowed to open up another store, but I think since I had a different IP address, because I was in a different house at the time too, I was able to open up the one that I'm currently running right now.
Oh yeah.
Did they notify you other than just taking your stuff down? Like, was there email? Was there any warnings or anything like that?
Yeah, so they send you an email. They send you an email saying this listing was taken down from Etsy because copyright infringement. This company just submitted a claim.
People fail to realize, like, man, that's serious business, man. Like, you'll see people post videos and then they didn't infringed on Walt Disney with Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, and then they'll have enough nerve to put a watermark on it or something.
Yeah.
Like,
No, and you know what the crazy thing is? If you go through all of these different listings, like if you go through the PNGs, because I still purchase a few of these for when I do things for, like, you know, I'll do stuff for my cousins or for a couple friends. You know, I'll print a Mickey shirt if they needed to. Yeah. But whenever I'm on Etsy looking for a certain design, they'll tell you that it's safe for commercial use. It is never safe for commercial use.
No,
ever.
Not at all.
No, like it's crazy.
Lining folks up.
Like yeah, like the audacity to be able to tell somebody, yeah, you can use this for commercial use. It's dude, you're gonna screw people over that way.
You know, and some people have had their whole shops taken and different
Yeah.
stuff, all their equipment taken by the people. We
You
had,
guys, go ahead.
I was gonna say we had a guest on here once. She had Homeland Security come to
Iron
her
Sight.
house with the NFL
Yeah.
No shit.
for copyright infringement. Yeah,
Well, right now that you actually bring that up, have you guys heard of A&N Custom Prints?
that sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I haven't. He hasn't posted in a bit, but he's super cool. He actually had a similar issue, which was he was making NBA shirts, and somebody reached out to them through Facebook. He made 1 or 2 samples. They were like, "Oh, this is cool." Then they asked for maybe I think it was like 30 or 40. He was like, "Yeah, for sure."
I remember
He
that.
did that. Yeah, he did that. They were fine. They did it one more time. And as he's walking out with his kid in one arm and a bag of shirts on the other, they came to arrest him. I was like,
I
damn.
remember that story.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I remember that story. I think it was Lakers shirts.
Yeah, Lakers.
Yeah, I remember that story. I knew it sounded familiar.
He Big Brando covered it.
Right, he sure did.
Yeah.
Shout out Big Brando, man. We just had him on a few weeks ago, man.
That dude's super cool, man. I've talked to him.
Yeah. We will be having a part 2 with Big Brando too, for the record.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, but like, man, so do you do your own custom like anime? I want to say creatures so bad. Anime characters.
No, I'm not good at designing. Like at least not from scratch. I have ideas, right? I can come up with cool ideas and stuff, but when it comes to actually putting it down on paper or putting it on the screen, as much as I want to, I suck at designing. When I was growing up, I used to draw. I used to be pretty good at it, but it was a hobby that I kind of just ultimately left to the side because, growing up drawing, it's like you're never gonna make money off of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, just put it to the side then. And I never evolved it. I regret not doing that. But now I just use different services.
Just think if you knew then what you know now,
yeah, man. Like back when they used to... Go ahead.
No, I'll cut you off. You go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, like back in school when they would tell you, "Yo, you're never gonna have a calculator in your pocket."
Right.
I have the entire world in my pocket right now.
Yeah. Yeah, literally though. It's crazy. It's real crazy, man.
So you do a lot of capture codes, like I've been seeing them where you can put video on like t-shirts or make the car 3D. How are you doing that? Can we talk about that a little bit?
Which ones? I'm sorry.
Like I might be saying it wrong. The 3D capture codes. Like you had a Pokemon video.
The augmented reality.
Yes.
Yeah, so I actually started messing around with that, and I had a lot of fun, but I didn't really get I didn't get a lot of business for that. I got maybe like 1 or 2 different things, so I kind of just sidelined it. But let me see really fast if I can remember the website. I think it was called WebAR. Sorry, guys, just 1 second. I want to get you the right. There it is. My Web AR. So My Web AR is an online platform where they make it super simple to be able to do that. So they teach you. They don't teach you. They give you the platform on how to structure it, and then it's up to you to just get your 3D models to be able to upload them on there. Now the 3D models, I started to learn a little bit of Blender, but then I realized this is going to take way too long. So I started looking on different websites like Thingiverse, where you can download 3D models and you can just upload there. You can just upload those there and use those. That's kind of what I did with the Pokemon one, right? So I went on YouTube. I found the theme song, the intro. I downloaded the intro from there, and on My Web AR they have a little platform or a little plugin where you can upload a video, and it'll play whenever you set it to play based on the settings.
That is dope. I think the first person I saw do that was the Nipsey Hussle with his marathon line.
I never knew that.
Yeah, he was the first person I seen do that. And
Omni did it too. Omni and the Hellcat, he had that skin thing around the same time.
Well, the inspiration that I got from it is because here in Miami we have this thing called Art Basel, and it's just a bunch of artists that come and just show off all their work in Midtown. And one of those artists hit me up and they told me, look, I needed a few shirts printed with this particular design, but I need it to be exactly like the design that I'm giving you because it's for an AR t-shirt. And I was like, an AR t-shirt? He's like, yeah, download this app and then point it at the shirt once you have it printed. He hit me up specifically because of the DTG printer. And dude, when I saw that and I saw the inside of that start moving, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to like at least experiment with it, at least know that I can do it if I wanted to, and just come up with something. And dude, I loved it.
It seemed like you got a lot of hits or a lot of sales off of that, because it is mind blowing whenever you walk up to a shirt or anything and just be able to scan it and start playing a movie or whatever.
I never got one sale.
I think it's I believe the technology hasn't met up with the times yet.
Yeah, because,
or I should say, the times haven't met up with the technology yet.
Yeah, because the thing is that what people want is they want to be able to point their camera directly to it and have it do its thing. They don't want to go to a website or they don't want to go to download an app. They want it straight from the phone. But honestly, it's that at least right now, that's not possible.
Yeah, but it's still dope though. Like
yeah, for sure.
It's pretty dope, man, because like even if you got a clothing brand and you use that to tell your brand story, you know, custom foot or unreleased footage or something like that. It's so many ideas you can do with that.
So I actually pitched it to a magician, right? Because I went to this berry farm with my kids and a few friends. I don't know if you can hear him screaming right now. He's playing Nintendo.
Yeah.
So we went to this berry farm and they were having this little magic show. And I was like, damn, I can think of something here with the AR, right? Because he would, I don't remember what he was doing. But at the end of the show, I went up to him and I told him, like, yo, you know, you can implement some of these tricks that you're doing with this. And I showed him the AR. I told him, you know, you can do, I don't know, is this your card? No. Is this your card? No. All right, hold on. Point your phone at this. And then boom, out comes like a gesture with your card or something like that.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
So now you got me, man. I've been telling myself I got like a whole bunch of old retro games. I got the Nintendo Mini, and PlayStation Mini, and all the stuff. I've been telling myself to hook up that Mini because I want to play Super Mario, and now you got me wanting to go do it. I think,
dude, bro, relive the childhood. I never let it go.
Yeah, I got.
I don't know if it's kind of hard to do it, but I got Link right there from Zelda.
Yeah.
Love it. It's my number one.
Yeah, I got the Mini Nintendo, Mini Sega. I got a Mini PS1.
The PS1. That's the one that I missed out on.
Man, so funny story. I'm at work and downtime, you know, my boss didn't care. We get on the phone. So I'm on my phone. I'm just looking on Facebook. And the dude's like, he got one for sale. He won like $80 or $90 for it. I said,
the new one, right?
The mini one, the Mini Nintendo.
Oh yeah, okay.
And mini PlayStation. And then I'm like, I message him like, man, I'm at work right now. I would like to get it, but I don't get off work till 5 o'clock. And I only got $30 cash on me. If you wait till I get off, man, I'll buy it from you, whatever. He was like, oh, you got $30 cash? I'll be there. And he went from 90 to 30 bucks. I was like, oh yeah, I couldn't wait to get home. I couldn't wait to get home that day, man.
That must have been the back of the truck special.
I think so. I believe so. But no, I had a receipt.
Bro, it is what it is. I mean, shit. If I could get it for $30, I would.
Yeah.
So, what all services do you offer? Do you actually have a brand of your own, or you just do customs?
So I've tried starting a couple brands, and it's never really worked out the way I wanted to. So I've, for the most part, been doing custom work, and then. So originally it was I wanted to start my own brand, right? I wanted to start my anime brand or my Nintendo brand. Then I realized there's a lot of money in custom work. I have a lot of friends who have their own businesses, and there's a lot of people around my area that have their own businesses. So I decided to open up for custom work. Then after a while, I tried to start my own brand here and there, and it just never really took off the way I wanted to. But what I ended up doing to, I guess, counter that is opening up my Etsy shop and then just offering generic stuff on there. So you know how Rich Kuhn from Hustle Ninjas, has always said that there's like the generic way of doing it and the niche way of doing it. I found my success to come more from the generic way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So when you say generic, Mace, can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, so it's pretty much just like just a bunch of designs that I find are pretty cool or that could be relevant to the times. So it could be a lot of birthday shirts. It could be I have this shirt that's like it's like a Zelda type shirt, but it has a cat, so it's like Cat Link. So I use websites, right? I use Vexels a lot to be able to find different designs. And from what I see, if it fits my Etsy store, if it fits the I guess the look of everything that I have on there, I'll add it. So it's not niched down. It's just a little bit of everything.
See, I have an Etsy store. I recently started, probably, I don't know, a couple months ago now, but I don't understand. I'm not even going to tell that lie, so I don't understand. I haven't took the time to learn how to market my Etsy store.
You don't have to. You really don't have to. Etsy is a marketplace. So you have organic traffic on there. As long as you have the right items priced the right way, I think you have a chance of getting a few sales. But at the same time, it's not, I have 5 different items on here. You have to have quite a few items to see which ones work.
So I get about, according to the Etsy little stuff, I get about 2 to 3 visitors a week. I don't know how to get more visitors, but I only think I only got like 30 shirts on there or something. Yeah,
so one tip that I've realized, right? Here's 2 things that I realized make a big difference. When it comes to shirts or pretty much any apparel that you have on there, have different sizes, add a baby onesie, right? Add some kids shirts to that particular design and just mark it as sold out, but mark it at a very cheap price. So that way, when it comes up in front of a customer, they'll see, this shirt is, I don't know, $12, and they're gonna be like, oh shit. So they click on it. And then that's it's kind of like a bait and switch, but at the same time, it's not, because you do have that option on there. It's just not the one that they're looking for. So then they're gonna go and click on your on the right one, and then from there they'll be like, oh, I like it, and make a purchase. Now, to add to that, always be running a sale. So I always have my shirts marked up more than they should be, or any product that I'm selling on there, and I always have a 10 to 15% off sale. If it's a particular time, like let's say Christmas, I'll probably do a 20% just to get a little bit extra. But always have a sale. That kind of creates the pressure for the buyer, right? So that way they think, oh, I got to get this before it goes back to full price.
That's free, yeah.
How many different items do you sell on your Etsy shop?
So I actually just completely rebranded my Etsy shop. Now I still have a few t-shirts on there. The majority is still t-shirts, but I'm starting to add different items from different suppliers. So I'm kind of making it like a hybrid drop shipping store. So I have, whenever they do t-shirts, I'll print the t-shirts, and whenever they do any sort of different item, then I just source that from my supplier.
So are you gonna print on demand?
No, because the shirts I'm doing myself, right? The items that I'm talking about are items that you're gonna find on like AliExpress, Alibaba, stuff like that. So I'll have like handmade mugs, right? Not printed mugs, but handmade mugs. I have a cat bed or a pet bed that surprisingly did pretty well, or it's been getting some views. So that's the type of stuff I'm doing. So it's drop shipping. It's not necessarily print on demand, but I am starting to try to implement print on demand because, dude, I just don't have time anymore.
Yeah. And I think one thing I do, like, I actually set up the print on demand account. I haven't put the work in for it, which I have no excuse for. I need to do it. But one thing I like about print on demand is that I can sell posters. I can sell plate. I can sell a pillow, a carpet, or you know what I mean? There's so many options for print on demand. And once I do like fully pull the trigger and commit to print on demand, I won't sell t-shirts. I'll sell everything but t-shirts.
I mean, it's always good to have options, dude. A little bit of everything.
Yeah. And then like to connect that to your Etsy shop. So see, you got me thinking now, like with the little onesies, I'm gonna try that tactic.
Yeah, dude, try it out. Like just add that 1 or 2 different items and mark them as sold out. You don't even have to sell them. Or if you do want to sell them because you don't want to do it to your customers, you can sell a onesie for like $12, and then you can go on Amazon and get 3 onesies for like $5.
Yeah, for real.
It's super cheap. It's super economical.
So I know you do transfers, and you told us a little bit about vinyl and the DTG. Which one is your favorite method out of all the print methods?
That's tough. That's really tough. I love vinyl just because it's durable, right? A lot of people say vinyl is going to peel, it's going to crack, it's going to fall off. But dude, I've had shirts that have been running years and they're like brand new. The shirt's more worn out than the vinyl. Like it's crazy. So I love vinyl, but I like full color. I love full color. So honestly, even though I'm trying to like kind of step away from it, I have to say the DTG machine. On top of that, what's that?
I said I want one, but then I hear nightmares, and then I don't want one.
It depends on the user, bro. Because honestly, this particular one, the RI1000, I've had so many people tell me, or I've read so many complaints about it, saying that the print heads got clogged, it stops printing white.
That particular model is popular, though.
It is, but at the same time, they say that it's horrible because it has a bunch of problems. But personally, I've never had any issues. The one time that it got clogged is because I didn't order ink on time and I didn't cap it, or I didn't wet cap it, so that way the ink wouldn't dry on it. But even then, fixing it was fairly simple. I've never had any issues with it. To be honest with you, it's been good. It's just the whole, it needs to be used all the time.
Yeah, man.
Kind of like a DTF printer.
Yeah.
I asked this in a previous episode. I don't know if the question actually fits, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do you think DTF is going to take out DTG?
No, not at all. I think there's a place for everything. DTG has its place because I can make one shirt if I need to. If I have somebody that hits me up tonight and they're like, "Yo, I need a shirt tomorrow morning," I'm not going to be able to order a DTF print to do that. And if I have my own DTF printer, if you have your own DTF printer, you could do it. But at that point, you're choosing DTF over DTG. But me personally, I started doing DTF with this one, and I had to stop because of the fumes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those fumes would give me a headache. They smelled nasty. Even when I had both of these windows open, it would smell in here. Then my girl got pregnant, and I was like, I can't do this. Like I can't keep that smoke in the house. Even with my kid, I would have to do it whenever nobody was home and leave all of the doors, all of the windows open, just because it was nasty, dude. I would be in here. It's not a huge office, but with the windows open and literally right there where that presses is where I would do it, and I would have a little fan that would push out. I would have that on for maybe an hour, and I would stay in this seat, and I would start to get dizzy, or I would get a headache. So I had to stop that.
So many people don't talk or think about the safety aspect of printing the DTF from home.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people don't think about that because they don't have, or they've never had a certain issue. I have asthma, right? So I used to smoke cigarettes back in the day, and that really screwed me over. So that gave me asthma, which led me to realize there's a few triggers that I want to avoid, and that being one of them.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you for quitting the cigarettes. I quit cigarettes just almost 2 years ago myself. They are, man. They are.
Good, man. Those things are killer, literally. I ended up in the ER just because I couldn't breathe one day. My dad was like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know." It's hard for me to breathe. I can't take full breaths. We get to the ER, and then you're like, "Oh, do you smoke cigarettes?" I looked at my dad. I'm like, "Fuck, yes." And then after that is when I kind of stopped, picked it up again, and then my girl actually got me to stop because she bought me a Vapor Shark. Remember Vapor Sharks back in the day? Did you guys know about that? The little liquid ones? That helped me quit, and then after that, that's it.
I quit cold turkey, and I used to smoke like a broke stove.
That's tough, bro. Quitting cold turkey is tough.
Even now, I feel like I'll fiend. My wife smokes, and every once in a while, I'll be like, the fiending will get so bad, I'll just hit it once just to just leave me alone. But I ain't gonna say every once in a while. I did that like 4 times since I quit.
It happens, bro. Sometimes, especially if you're drinking. Dude, there was a point in time where if I would have a couple drinks, I needed a cigarette. I was like, I want to smoke something. it would be. I would have to, stop and be like, no, I can't do that because I'm gonna take a hit of this little cigarette, and then ultimately I'm going to need to hit my inhaler. It was bad. Hershey lungs. What are Hershey lungs? That sounds familiar.
Dark lungs, I'm guessing.
Oh,
yeah,
that sucks, man. That's what screws you over. I think to this day my lungs aren't the same as they used to. I don't have the same cardio I used to.
Nah, it takes a long time for them to recover.
Shout out to everybody out in the audience tonight. We really appreciate you tuning in.
Thanks everyone.
Yeah, man, appreciate y'all. Shout out, man. AI, let's talk some AI, man. Let's.
I love AI. I know there's a lot of controversy from it, but I love it.
Yeah, man. Let's hear about it, man. Tell us about what you think of it.
All right. So when it comes to AI, right, the way I see it is that it's not going anywhere. It's technology. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. As much as you don't want it to, and as much as you want to keep, I don't want to say it the wrong way. I'm just gonna say it. As long as you want to, as much as you want to keep artists' jobs, they're gonna keep their jobs. But this tool is gonna make its way. It's gonna creep its way in there because the way I see it is, all right. I want to come up with some sort of design ideas, right? I'm gonna bring it up to some AI program, maybe Midjourney or as of late, Adobe Firefly, and I'm gonna come up with a concept. Now, if I actually want to put that onto a brand, or if I want to do a logo for a customer, I can generate a quick one, right? A quick sample. And if they want to go with it, then I will hire an actual designer because you can't do exactly what you want with AI. It's just not going to happen. No. And if they love it and they just want one change, right? Like, let's say somebody's arm is like this and they want it like this. You can't do that. You can try as much as you want to get the same image with that little tweak, but it's just not going to happen. Yeah. So the way I see AI is it's a great tool to have. It's good to start experimenting with, and it's good to come up with concepts and design ideas. But when it comes to actually putting it down for a customer, nothing is ever going to replace the human eye or the human hand or just the human heart, right? Because you need to have heart to be able to actually make something good, make something that you like.
Period. Yeah, I use Leonardo. I didn't necessarily like Midjourney because of the Discord.
It takes some getting used to.
Yeah, I use Leonardo, and it's a standalone app, but one thing I find, you'll put in a prompt, and then you do have to like repeat yourself a lot because sometimes you'll put on some like, I want a hip hop inspired elephant with crown and doing jumping jacks in the woods or something, then you'll get it, and then the elephant will have two trunks or, an extra eyeball or something weird. But I think that once you find that the prompt that works and tweak it, AI, man, it's one of them. Too Short said it best, man. Don't fight the feeling. It's here. It's here to stay. It ain't going nowhere. Period. So it's either get on or get shit on.
I want to address really quick. I'm sorry, a comment that somebody just wrote. I'm saying that there's always going to be a need for that one right there for people designers. I completely agree. There is always going to be a need for designers, and AI is just a tool. Again, AI doesn't have the heart that the person does.
Right. And then I want to hold on, Mike. Bart, where you at, Bart? Come on, Bart.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Come for you one day.
Come on. We've been trying to get her on the show for like 17 years. She does everything. Like, you can print it, think it, do it, believe it, achieve it. She's that person.
Nice.
Come on, Barb.
Come on, let's go.
Nah, but I always mess with her till she come on the show. I'm gonna look at her.
Have you tried that Kittle? I've used Kittle AI, and I did try Midjourney, but that Discord, it threw me through a loop.
Yeah, it takes a bit getting used to, but I've heard of Kittle. I actually heard of it because of Hustle Ninjas, and I tried it a couple of times, but I found, for me personally, I liked Vexels. I like the way Vexels work, so I just continued with Vexels.
Hey, Dub was talking about
Vexels a little bit.
So I like Vexels for the simple fact that their designs are a bit more mature, right? I've used Placeit, and honestly, their mockups are fantastic. Placeit has great mockups. I love them.
I use Placeit.
Yeah,
I just did a video about using today that I'm gonna put on my TikTok.
The for Placeit.
Yeah.
Link it, bro. As soon as you send it up, let me know. Let me see it.
Yeah. One thing I like about I always use like just the regular t-shirt mockups, but Placeit also does the video mockups, which I find pretty cool. So I've been trying to like incorporate that, and it does some pretty cool stuff you can do with the video mockups, and that look real, realistic.
Yeah, they do. They look really good. Hold on, sorry. Let me put this on silent. So I used Placeit for a lot of mockups, and at one point I started trying to use it for designs too. But I realized their designs are extremely corny.
Corny as hell.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah.
A few of them, I looked at them, I'm like, man, I don't want to put this on a shirt. I don't want to sell this. So when I found Vexels through, again, Hustle Ninjas, I saw their designs and I thought these are more my style. They're a bit more mature. They're more detailed. They have a bit more life to them. So that's why I decided to go with them. And then I found out that they have their sourcing requests. So if you have a design idea, send it to them. They'll get it done for you. I've done a few of those, and they come out pretty good.
So with that Kittle, man, to double back to the Kittle, I think Kittle is cool. I was literally just messing with that yesterday, trying to play around with it. But I feel like I like it, but I don't like it, but I do like it. And the reason why I like it is you can go look at their designs and get inspiration. Yeah, I feel like for me, I'd rather, instead of using what they put, I'd rather, like, I saved a whole bunch of stuff I can just go get inspiration from, and then I want to try to recreate in Affinity Designer myself or whatever, Photoshop. I'm not good at Photoshop, but I have it. But I use Affinity Designer too a lot, and I just use it for inspiration to get into inspire a design, because I think ultimately I want to do graphic design. I'm learning. I play around with it every single day, learning little stuff. But I think that that Kittle is pretty dope overall. Just watching some of the stuff Hustle Ninjas has done and some other videos, like Detour shirts, I've seen him mess with it. You can do some pretty dope stuff with it, but I understand like you say, with the maturity of some of the designs.
Well, from what I remember, because when I checked out Kittle, it was way back, I think probably when they were first starting, or when Rich started promoting them.
It's different now.
Yeah, so back then they had some pretty good designs. I'm not gonna lie, like they look nice. They look pretty good. But I think the whole customizability of it, being able to take from one and put to the other, that's what threw me off.
Yeah.
That's what it was that threw me off. Right now that you say Photoshop, have you seen Photoshop's new extension for the generator?
Yeah, I haven't used it yet, man.
Sick, dude.
It is, man. It is. I was just watching more videos on it today. Yeah, it's pretty dope. Like that's that AI, man. This AI, man, is taking over the entire world.
Yeah, bro. But the cool thing about Adobe is, so Adobe actually reached out to me to make a TikTok video specifically for the generator fill, not Photoshop, but the web version of it. And I started learning a little bit about it, and I learned that they don't use any copyrighted images to train their AI. So all of the images that their AI is trained on are either open source, royalty free, or Adobe stock images. So there's there's no copyright infringement, and you don't have to worry about taking an artist's work because that was sampled to make this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they had just a web version of it.
Yeah. They have Firefly.
Oh yeah, Firefly. I haven't used that yet. Yeah.
Yeah, so once you log on to that, if you're able to join the beta, I don't know if it's open beta right now.
I'm signed. I signed up for it like the day they came out with it, and I got approved. I just never used it.
Yeah, they have a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
So is this exclusive to those that own Adobe, or is this a free program that everyone can use?
I'm not sure, because I know I had to sign in with my Adobe ID. But I don't know if you could just have an Adobe ID and join their beta. or if you actually need to be using one of the products.
So you said Adobe reached out to you. Like, what do you think it is about you and your marketing and your social media? Because people reach out to you that don't traditionally reach out. What do you think it is that's drawing these people?
I don't know.
Like, big that Adobe reached out to you.
So it wasn't okay. It wasn't necessarily Adobe that reached out to me, right? Adobe hired an agency, and then that agency reached out to me.
But I mean, same difference though.
Yeah.
You don't see that. That's not common.
I don't know, dude. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the way I explain, maybe the fact that I try to be techie about things. I try to simplify certain things because I know some people can get confused when there's too much going on. Because there's a lot of information overload, dude. If you start to look into one thing and then it's just like bam, just so much information that you don't know how to sort through it. That was one of the issues when I first started before I decided on the Cameo, right? I started looking things up after I found out there was more than screen printing.
Yeah.
I got prompted with white toner printers, the Cameo, what else? Sublimation. And I kind of had to like stop, take a step back, and actually categorize things and realize, all right, so this is good for this is good for that, this is good for this. And it's just about that. It's just simplifying things to be able to make it easier.
Right.
Wow.
So I'm gonna ask another AI question. So for a person who's not on the AI train yet, man, what type of suggestions do you have for that person on getting started and why?
So I guess to actually start to make it easy to get started.
Yeah, to just get going with the AI and incorporate it into their businesses.
Start with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is probably the easiest thing to use, and in my opinion, the most effective. I've used Google Bard, and it's okay.
Bard is weird.
Yeah.
And yeah. To cut you off, but one thing I've found with Bard is Bard likes to give you canned answers.
Yeah.
To me, like it's like I'll ask it questions or whatever, and a lot of this stuff is like some cookie cutter stuff. It just pulled off the internet to me.
And it is Google.
Yeah, but it's like
so Bard is where now? Hold on now. Where's Bard coming from? It just came out of nowhere.
Bard is the AI for Google.
BARD, but it's just like ChatGPT, but it's a Google version.
Yeah,
it's actually connected to the internet. So when you ask questions, it gives you like, man, it doesn't. I don't know. Like I can be specific with Bard. Like, let me see. I got it in my phone right here. Let me see.
Well, one thing I actually realized about Bard is that it hallucinates a lot. So
it hallucinates.
Yeah. So when I heard about that term, I was like, what? It hallucinates. So it is an actual term when it comes to AI, right? Hallucinate means it'll just make something up.
And it's weird. Like
it's blocking.
Yeah, I always use a blur, bro.
You can't see it, but Bard, I don't know, man. I haven't. So when I was doing my t-shirt a day, I was dropping a different t-shirt every day, and I would use ChatGPT to write my descriptions. ChatGPT would give me perfect descriptions to work with, and then I write the same words that I typed into ChatGPT and Bard will just give me something that just didn't. It didn't fit what I needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Every once in a while, I go to it and try to get something different, but
it tries to fill in the gaps with random information or what it thinks is best.
Yeah, I'm not cold on it yet.
Yeah, that's why if like for a beginner, I think ChatGPT is a great way to start to actually learn how to be able to talk to an AI model.
Yeah.
And then once you have that down, once you learn how to use ChatGPT efficiently, or not even efficiently because it's pretty easy, then you can start going into image generators. Now, I started with DALL-E. So that was the easiest one that I found because it was quick to sign up and it was completely web-based. I didn't like the results it gave me, but it was fun to play with and it was fun to use to be able to learn the different types of prompts that there are. Now, the prompt that you use for DALL-E is not going to be the same prompt that you use for Midjourney or Blue Willow.
Right.
But it gives you a good idea, right? So after I started messing with DALL-E, I started looking to a few more. I found out Midjourney. I really like Midjourney, and I stuck with that for a little bit. And now I've started to actually use more Firefly or the generative fill. But to be completely honest with you, I don't really use AI like that. Like I'll use ChatGPT to come up with certain things, descriptions, just speed up a few things. But when it comes to like images and coming up with stuff like that, I'll use it to have some fun with. But I don't think I've ever actually sold a shirt with it. I've never even put it on a design, or I've never put the design on a shirt to actually try to sell it.
I've been using it to make design, shirt design. I haven't released anything, but that haven't tried to sell a shirt, but I've been trying to figure it out, do some different things with it. I think that it definitely will change the game, man, because it allows you to take your creativity to a different level. If you had the right way, find the right prompts that fit your narrative, you know.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's great.
It's the same though with everything, right? If sublimation was ahead of its time, just think back when sublimation was real big and everybody was hopping into it. It took a little minute for everybody to learn their way and their different styles with it, but eventually it became very, very common.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, then with all the different hacks that started to come along with it, like the clear HTV, sublimating on HTV, you just got to find your way with whatever you're using.
Right. And it's crazy. Like you see it, it's a lot of creative people.
Yeah.
Like you see some stuff, you be like, how the hell did you think of that? You know what I mean? And then with this social media stuff, and especially with short form video, you find those creative people, and then you'll see so many people, the creativity just snowball because nobody else wants to be creative. They take that and just run with it, type of deal. But it's every once in a while you see some amazing stuff, man, from some of these people, man.
Yeah, bro. Like especially the people that draw things by hand. I think that is just that type of art to me is like there's no other. Like if you can come up with something in your mind, visualize it, and put it down on a pen and paper, dude.
Yeah.
Like I really wish I had evolved my drawing skills. That's like my biggest regret.
That would be dope, man. See, I'm the type of person that I see stuff in my head. I used to have artists around me, and I'll just see something in my head. I'll be like, man, I need you to draw this on paper. But I was never the one that could actually bring it to life.
Exactly.
Without a vessel.
Yeah. That's why I use Vexels. Vexels, you send it and you can tell them what you want. And I'm not sure if you can get revisions right now. I know they had a few changes to their terms, but ultimately, if it doesn't work the first time, submit it again and just have them have another go at it.
I'm gonna check out.
Talk about the heat press again that you're giving away and how people can get that heat press.
So I am giving away this 8-in-1 swing away 15x15 Vivor heat press. Vivor reached out to me because they wanted me to do an unboxing and review of it, and I thought I don't need another heat press. This is literally gonna be like my fourth one. But then I figured, you know what? I've always wanted to give one away to see if I could help anybody out that's either just starting or somebody that just broke their heat press. So I said, you know what? Screw it. Send me the heat press. I'll do a quick unboxing and I'll just give it away. I got to pay for the shipping, and that shipping is pretty expensive. It's like $100. But whatever, bro. It is what it is.
You're gonna bless somebody though.
So
Exactly.
how did they answer?
What was that?
How did they answer?
What do you mean? How did they answer? How did they enter? Sorry. Just watch my latest video. It's the thumbnail will say 8-in-1 heat press giveaway, and around the middle of that video are the official rules to enter.
Go.
You go right there. Y'all go enter, man. Tell your friend to tell a friend to come try to win. And while you're there, subscribe.
Yeah, guys, I'm really trying to build that YouTube channel. I love making content and I love making educational content, specifically around t-shirt business. And lately, I actually just filmed a video before this on different side hustles. So I'm gonna start coming up with some new content with how to make money online. I've tried a few different ways aside from the t-shirt business. that I think could be helpful for pretty much anybody, and even incorporating your t-shirt business to make a few different ways to make money.
Wow.
I just realized today that I follow you on TikTok. I mean, Instagram, but I didn't follow you on TikTok. Well, I take that back. My secret account follows you on TikTok.
Secret account.
Yeah. I don't mean secret account. It's not.
I know, bro. Secret accounts are the type of accounts that message you like at midnight or 1 a.m. dude.
Oh yeah. No, it's not. It's not even a secret. It's just
an after-hours channel.
Not a secret account. It's just an account. I'm actually starting a standalone. I'm working on a standalone clothing brand.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But like my main channel, 12 Gone Apparel, but I'm starting a standalone clothing brand that's not 12 Gone Apparel. Nobody knows about it yet. I think I got like 11 followers, 11 big 11s.
Bro, grind in silence.
Yeah, man. So, and I haven't did nothing where I actually put my face on there yet, or I haven't even used my voice. I've been using AI for my voice. Even.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been using 11 labs to make the voiceovers for me. If y'all ain't here to that, that's something dope you can do. That's that AI voice you hearing everybody use.
Yeah.
11 labs is pretty dope. But I've been using that. But like, so the clothing brand is 1731 Clothing, and I haven't told anybody about it. And 1731 Clothing. 1731 was I grew up with my grandparents, and that was the street address, 1731.
I was just about to ask you what the significance of that was. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and so it's just like, I'm basically family, love, roots, and that's the type of vibe I'm trying to create, which is hella hard to relate to a t-shirt or a pair of pants or whatever I decide to come out with, but I'm working on it. But
you'll get there, bro. You'll come up with something.
Y'all follow 1731 Clothing, Instagram and TikTok right now. So
actually, let me do it right now.
Is that the shirt you got on right there? See, we fresh, we fly.
Yeah, this is one I was just making a sample. This is no. Well, let me see where my camera. No manufacturer needed. We tired of y'all damn manufacturers. Get up on my.
Also, no digitizers.
They call it right now.
Yeah, man. No manufacturer needed, man. I just made this, so I'm gonna wear it out in public and see how people respond. I didn't need your overseas to pay no $150 for you to make me a t-shirt. And then once I get the feedback on this, then I'm gonna give me some transfers, and then I'm gonna press it. And then once I get to a point where it's too big, then I might need a manufacturer. But until then,
they don't care about nothing you just said.
Don't call me.
I'm still gonna message you.
And they're gonna raffle tonight.
Don't call me, I'll call you, man. You all heard it.
Same with the digitizers, bro. No, I don't need digitizing services.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man.
And it's the same brand that hits you up every single time.
Yeah, always. Man, if you see, if I can show you the list on Instagram, it don't make no sense. I don't even. Hello, sir, dear ma'am. Your dad's a ma'am. And I just block everybody,
man. Coming for you, see you lining yourself up, man. You better leave him alone.
Dude, at one point, I kid you not, I put on my bio on Instagram, I do not need digitizing services, and they stopped messaging me. But then I realized I need this space for like something else that I want to announce. So I took it off, and then immediately after I started getting messages. I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah. I made a video and pinned it to the top. Overseas manufacturing. Stay the hell out of my inbox with a demon.
I done had some people get upset with me saying that, so I even quit saying it. It was like, well, I found some of my best manufacturers that way by them bugging me. I'm like, well, that's you. You took the time to explain that,
Yeah, to each their own. But the thing is when I tell you no, like 10 times, stop asking.
Period.
Like, I get the hustle. I get the hustle 100%. I've done, well, not cold calls, but cold DMs, right, to local businesses. But if they tell me no, maybe I'll try one more time. But that's about it. I'm not going to bombard them with, yo, do you need my services? Oh, by the way, I'm here if you need me. Oh, I haven't heard from you. In a bit. Do you need services?
Well,
really quick, do you need digitizing? No.
Y'all know what no means? Next opportunity. No, next opportunity. That's how they looking at it. I gotta keep on going.
Baby?
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. Like, the dope man don't come knock on your door to my do you need dope?
Like, no, I gotta bother the dope man, dude. I'm the one that always has to hit him up like, yo, you ready? Yo, I'm here, dude.
Man, it's crazy, man. But yeah, so like, man, I love your movement, man. I don't even remember. I forgot what video it was that I found you on TikTok, or I keep saying TikTok, but I found you on Instagram initially.
So I started posting reels on Instagram with FM expressions. Prior to that, I was trying to keep it strictly for work I've done, like t-shirts and stuff. But then I realized there's a market on IG reels, so I just started opening on that. So it might be one of those.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was. I was like, this dude is really it.
Appreciate that, bro. Glad you guys enjoy and find my content useful and informational. That's the goal, man. I want to be able to help people.
Man, I hear you. That's I think that's really what it's about, man. It's just, you know, giving back, man, being able to give back, do what you love and give back at the same time.
It's fun.
Know? And you find that I talk a lot, so I just go on my little tangent sometime, man. But you know, it's one of them things. Like I watch people a lot, and then I connect with what they say, what they do, and then I reach out eventually. Man, I've been watching you for a minute. I was like, let me reach out to you, and it was dope how you responded and so fast. And I was like, oh yeah, you know. And I tell him, like, I send him links like, man, check this person out. It's like, yeah, I know him too. He know everybody and their mama in his industry, though. I'm just, you know, it's like he went to high school with everybody. You know,
I didn't go to high school with everybody. I just know a lot of
pretty much. Like, but nah, it's man. I just enjoy telling these stories, man, and being able to give back and, you know, being a small part of some of these legacies, man. Some of these people are gonna be really somebody big, and I mean, you're already doing very well, but I think you got a bright future, brother, and just keep doing what you're doing, man.
That's what I'm aiming for, dude. I'm aiming for, honestly, I like content creation. I like being able to teach, and I like being able to give people options, right?
Right.
Like I said at the start, one size does not fit all. What works for me might not work for you, and it might not, and what works for both of us might not work for you, right? So the way I see it, right, there's different brands, there's different companies. Yeah, there's competition, but I mean, where isn't there competition? Friendly competition is fun. And as long as people understand and don't get hurt at the fact that I prefer this over this, you know, that's what's going to make everything keep going. I think that's the important part.
Right.
Shout out to Elena T. Thank you for sharing. Some people don't want to share, so you know,
a lot of people gatekeep.
Yeah,
very, very much so.
I want to shout out Preachers High too, though. I ain't seen you since Scooby Doo was a pup. What's going on?
What's going on? What's up? Neko, what you got? So before we even get out of here, I want to know what you got going on next. You know, you do a lot of anime. You out here printing on everything. You have
you say anime like murder.
Anime.
So, eat the cake, anime.
So I use anime a lot when it comes to making up my examples for what I want to make when it comes to content, right? When it comes to actually making shirts and stuff like that, I don't really do too many when it comes to that. I'm more into, at this point, the custom side of things. I do want to start my own brand. I've tried before. It hasn't really worked out the way I wanted to. It's something that I'm eventually probably going to end up trying once more. But I need to be able to, you know, give it my all. So right now I quit my job, my IT job for a bit, and I decided to just trying to do this along with my content creation. And honestly, living in Miami, it's impossible. So yeah, the fucking rent prices here are insane, dude. You can have like a 1-bedroom apartment and you're paying like $1,800. It's crazy. Yeah, dude, it's nuts. So I was able to, luckily, I was fortunate enough to be able to use my content to get me a job in content creation. So I actually make YouTube videos for another company, teaching teaching their software. So ultimately, my end goal is I want to be able to bring up everything that I currently have, my affiliate marketing, my content, my brand deals, everything, to be able to actually just focus 100% on this and just, be completely free. And I don't want to say I want to leave them, but, ultimately I want to do my own thing, whether it be now or in 5 years. I want to be able to do my own thing.
I feel you on
that. Nothing wrong with that, man.
But when it comes to that, I do want to say one thing that I found is very helpful, and it helped me a lot. And that's go with the flow. So if you see your brand or if you see your business going in one direction and you're not too sure about it, test the waters, right? Yeah, you never know. You might end up diving head first and you might end up loving it. That's how I got into content. That's how I got into making videos. And that's how my business went from just one straight line to like a fork. So it's like a little bit of everything at this point.
There you go.
Go with the flow.
Hey.
So yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, you got a lot of exclusive deals with people, man. It just shows you, man, you got some, man, that's needed out here. So just keep grinding, man.
Definitely.
I want to ask you a little more about them FM Expressions DTFs, man. Like cost and turnaround time and that type of stuff, man. Like, are they really cost effective? Is turnaround time quick enough to where you don't have to have your customer on edge?
So from my experience with them, if you place an order, they have, I think, 24-hour turnaround time. But of course, that's not always the case, because if it's crazy busy, you might get delayed a couple of days. But I've never had to wait more than maybe like a week or maybe a week and a half extending it, right? A lot of the times, the longer time just comes from shipping.
Yeah, which is terrible. The shipping, all these places are terrible, man.
Yeah, if you want quick shipping, you gotta end up paying double the price.
Yeah,
it sucks. So I always just aim for ground shipping. But that being said, I always tell my customers, give me 2 weeks. It's always 2 weeks. Give me 1 week to receive all the material, and give me the next week to be able to print. More than 90% of the time, I have it done before that. But I need to give myself a little bit of leeway just in case something happens.
And then just based on that fact is that looks good to the customer that you got their order there before they expected it to.
What is it that one of my best customers that I actually built like a good relationship with, he told me that I always under promise and over deliver, whereas a lot of people over promise and under deliver. So always under promise. Always
under promise and over deliver. That's some good advice right there.
That it is.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, they're always happy when you get to them, like even if it's 1 or 2 days earlier. They're like, "Oh, damn, already? Thanks, man. I appreciate that." That was planned all along, bro.
Yeah, man. That makes a lot of difference right there.
Mario, we share a lot of the same passions. I'm in the customs. I make customs all the time. I've been talking about doing the brand. I usually bring up a question. I ain't going to even bring it up in this episode. But
talk to me.
When I said we share the same passions, you do a lot of customs, right? And you want to start a brand. Do you have a plan about that, or it's just up here resting until you get?
It's just resting. The one thing that I kind of, right. So the few brands that I've tried to start have always been like anime inspired generic designs, not copyright designs. Stuff from Vexel, stuff like that. But one thing that I've thought about doing is eventually coming out with a brand about the hustle. I saw that actually Rich Cohn did that on Hustle Ninjas, and I was like, damn, I want to do that. That's something that I've thought about before, because to me, the hustle's always been, something that's needed. It's something that everyone needs, regardless of anything, right? Everyone needs money. Everyone needs to hustle. And especially in this industry, everyone's trying to make money and just trying to get by. Most people are in this business because they need to hustle, because it's just hard out there, dude.
Wow. Well said.
Levi said, you were nice, I usually ask for 3 weeks and try to make it a week deliver. 3 weeks.
Whatever works, man. That's good. 3 weeks is good.
3 weeks is that a large order now, Levi? I could see 3 weeks like a 50 piece, 60 piece. Somewhere you got to order a lot of different stuff.
I guess that also does depend on the amount of shirts. I'm not gonna give somebody 2 weeks for 1,000 shirt order, right?
Yeah. That over the what was it again? Say that quote again.
Damn it, I always confuse it. Under promise and over deliver.
Yeah, that's deep. That's definitely a good business model to roll with, man.
Yeah, dude. Everyone should go by that. Under promise, over deliver. You know it takes you 2 weeks. Tell them it's gonna take you 3.
Yeah,
they're gonna be happy when they get their items a little bit earlier.
Yeah, you live in Miami, so do you root for Miami?
When it comes to sports,
yeah,
I don't watch sports.
You don't watch sports?
Okay. Nah, man. Ever since I was a kid, it was just never really my thing. My mom would always put me in different sports. At one point, she put me in the Boys and Girls Club, and I think it was flag football. And she would always tell me, to this day, she tells me, she's like, yeah, you were in the corner, and then you would just stand there like this, and you would say, nobody's throwing me the ball. And I could see that. I was never a sports kind of guy. The only sport I ever actually really got into that I ended up falling in love with was jiu-jitsu.
Right? Yeah. I used to love that when I was a teenager.
To this day, I love it. I've been wanting to get back into it. It's just the time.
Yeah, me and my friend, we used to think we was little karate dudes and stuff like that. Watch all the movies and imitate. We used to know every. See, I was a little nerd too, though. But we used to watch like the kickboxer movies and all that, and learn all the moves we see in there, and then we get drunk and then be fighting, playing like reenacting these moves and making people think that we really knew this stuff. But all we did was just copy something we seen in the movie.
That was me with the Power Rangers, bro. I would stand into my parents' bed, mimicking all their kicks, including with all the different sound effects.
Yeah.
Wow.
Will I ever do screen printing? Probably not, just because time to learn it. I don't have the clientele for that kind of printing, and I don't have the space for that.
Yeah, man, space is key.
Yeah, especially for screen printing. If you want to do 6 colors, forget about it. That's going to take my entire room. I'm going to have to take everything out of here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What vinyl you usually rock with?
Caesar.
Caesar.
What's your favorite? Just the Easy Weed. Basic Easy Weed. I've used HTV Ron. HTV Ron works. They're nice. I've tried a few other ones. But honestly, Caesar Easy Weed, I have not found anything better. I have used Thermoflex, because I like some of their colors, like I think it's a Kelly blue. So Thermoflex is also really good. I've rocked with Thermoflex, but when it comes to specific colors, generic colors, anything else, Caesar Easy Weed.
I actually like HTV Ron though. Their vinyl works pretty well, and for the price, you can't beat it.
The last time I tried HTV Ron, so they've sent me some stuff. I've worked with them as well. The last vinyl that I tried from them was actually kind of thick, so I wasn't a huge fan of that.
I haven't really. Well, I only use a couple colors from them though. I really only use like the white. The white is pretty cool. White and red, sometimes black, that I'll buy from them, but I actually like it.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, I really haven't used them too much. A lot of the times, whenever they would send me the samples to put up on TikTok, I give it away. Yeah, I've done little giveaways like that to increase engagement, because I always end up having the vinyl on hand. So, and I just like Easy Weed. I like how it weeds off. When you take off the carrier with the heat, it's so smooth. I love it. That's 100% always going to be my preferred.
Hey, you've never tried Econo?
What's that?
You never tried Econo?
I haven't. I've seen them around a lot, and I wanted to try them, but when you're stuck on something, you kind of just keep with that one.
I feel it.
Yeah, Econo has great vinyl. I like Caesar Easy Weed too. I buy that, but Econo has great vinyl.
Yeah, no, I'm guaranteed sure they do. I know a lot of people that rock with them. A&N Custom Prints also uses them all the time, and I've seen him push their vinyls a lot. I like the projects that they do when they come up with their Instagram videos. But again, it's just I got stuck with Caesar Easy Weed, and that's kind of just what I stick to.
So you do the white toner?
Yeah, I have a white toner printer. It's
your game is on fire.
Yeah,
I've tried everything, man. I've tried everything because I want to try to see what works best and what I can use for what and what can work best for something else. The white toner printer, the one thing I don't like about the white toner printer is the quality after like, I don't know, like 8 or 10 washes, depending on how it's pressed.
Which one do you use?
The Uninet iColor 560.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
After 8 to 5 washes, what happened?
So after the first wash, it wrinkles. A lot of people say that it cracks, but it doesn't crack. It wrinkles, but it wrinkles to the point where it's like paper, right? It's like a wrinkled paper, so it kind of looks like it's cracked, but it's not. So after maybe 8 or 10 washes, that's when you start to see the little cracks here and there. Then if you use the T-Seal, it's supposed to help. It's supposed to make the longevity last a little bit longer. Me personally, I have a couple shirts that I don't even know how long I've had them. I did them for like my kid's birthday when we went to Disney, and they've lasted quite some time. I want to say maybe 20, 25 washes. And yeah, they're definitely starting to fade. They're starting to crack, but they're still on there. They still look pretty good. For like one-offs, it's fantastic.
Could you repress that or no?
Nah. The adhesive by that point is already done.
Gotcha.
Elena T asks, have you used UV printing?
So I've heard of UV printing, and I've thought about it. It looks super cool, but it's just something that I haven't really been able to look into or invest in. I actually wanted to try that out at one point because I tried to start printing skateboards, and I found out that you can either use DTF or you can use UV printing. And then I realized that UV printing also has so many other benefits. You can do cups, you can print on practically anything. But no, I haven't had the chance to like actually try it or get into it. And to be honest with you, I would like to, but I don't have space.
Yeah.
Actually, since I mentioned I have been wanting to maybe sell this DTG printer, if I do sell it, what I want to get into is a Roland B20.
Yeah. And so what would you do with that? Stickers?
No, transfers, and probably stickers, because I have had a lot of people asking me for stickers, and I just outsource them usually. So I probably would start messing with stickers and start promoting that, but primarily probably transfers and one-offs for t-shirts. So obviously, if I get the BN20, the white toner printer might be shelved for a little bit.
Yeah, man. Barb, I have the Oki 8432 WT. 2 presses are a must lately. I've been messing with temporary tattoos with the white toner. I told you this woman does everything.
I did
white toner?
Yeah, I've done temporary tattoos with a white toner. It's awesome. Like, it's fantastic. I actually the people that did my tattoo, they actually reached out to me because she saw that I posted temporary tattoos that I made for my son, and they were like, "Oh, can you give me this amount for like this kids foundation that I want to go to?" I was like, "Yeah." So they took it and they love them.
That's a business in itself.
Dude, you can make money with those. Like, you can make money with those little tattoos. You can put those on Etsy. You can make custom temporary tattoos on Etsy, and you can make bank.
My wife sees it. She already liked the white toner when we saw it at the impression show. Now she find out it can make temporary tattoos.
You can do a lot, man. You can do a lot. I did not an invitation. I did a sign for one of my friend's baby showers on black paper. So it printed out the white ink on it, or the white toner on it, and it actually the color stood out. Like, it popped very nicely because you can put that white underbase on it. So when you print white on black paper, it looks amazing. It looks fantastic.
See, you're the first person I ever heard talk about this type of stuff.
For real.
I experiment. I experiment.
These toner talks, and we ain't never talked about temporary tattoos ever, not once.
I have a video on it. I have a video on it on my YouTube channel as well.
I'm gonna have to go watch that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you currently taking orders for that?
I'm actually not, because I ran out of paper. And that paper's pretty expensive. It's like you get 100 sheets for $400. Ultimately, like the price, it's not bad per sheet and what you can make from it. But throwing down $400 for some paper that I don't know how long it's going to take for me to swing it it's kind of tough.
Yeah, that's crazy that the paper and supplies for the white toner is so expensive. When we had Breeze Tees talked about that, man.
They have a few different options. So they have ones that are weedless, right? So they have ones that you can just stick onto your arm or whatever, and when you peel it off, it doesn't even have a border. But then they have the other ones which are cheaper that you actually just cut out and you can paste it on, and then you have the little clear border on it, and then you have the design in the middle. So those are obviously cheaper because they're not as nice, but I prefer the other ones. The borderless ones, the weedless ones, those are fantastic. They're super cool.
Yeah.
I might be a little bit old school with this one, but I'm thinking you got to apply water to the back of the paper.
You do.
Okay.
You do need to apply water. Yeah, you definitely do. That's still part of the process. Man, you just made me think about those temporary tattoos I used to get at Toys R Us.
A long time ago.
Yeah. Within that little 50-cent machine.
Yep.
You are not that old this time.
Wow.
You say yes, the tattoo paper is spendy. Excuse me. Yeah, that's
Y'all heard what he said. I'm not that old this time. I don't want to hear no grandpa. None of that grandpa.
That doesn't apply to before or after though. Let the record reflect.
He on the phone and he'd be like, "Tell somebody's old ass daddy." Man,
he's funny. He ruled. He talked to his kids like a father in the 70s. Boy, that chair costs $26.
My kids is gonna watch it.
Sit down, boy. That chair, I paid $26 a piece for them chairs.
Man,
wow.
Yeah, that's hella funny, man. But so you have a newborn.
Yeah, a 3-week-old. He's about to be a month next week.
So how is this, man? How is and how old is your other child?
5.
So you working from home? You got a 5-year-old and a newborn, man. How is that? And you say busy.
The 5-year-old is in daycare. You can forget about that. We wanted to keep him over the summer, but I mean, my wife is on a maternity leave, but it's too much, dude. With my job and then the newborn, during the day, it's impossible. And since I make content during the day for my actual job, I can't record with that background noise.
Right.
So we had to put him in daycare. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's worth it because he's out. He's spending time with his friends. He has activities he does. So it was ultimately the right decision to go with. And aside from that, right, I stay busy throughout the day with my regular job, making the videos, and then I try to squeeze in the videos that I'm making for my YouTube channel, and then on top of that, at night I try to do the videos that I'm doing for FM Expressions or pressing some shirts that I need to press. But the thing is that it gets hard because newborns, for those that don't know, need to eat every 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times I'm just like, all right,
yeah,
it's nonstop.
That's a lot of work, man. And congratulations on the newborn, on the new baby, on the wife. Congratulations. But that is a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
And then on top of all the extra work, you got a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to call it a 9 to 5 because it's kind of like I can work whenever I want during the day as long as I get the stuff done by the end of the week or 2 weeks that they give me. But yeah, it is stuff that I have to do.
Yeah, man.
Time consuming stuff that just takes time.
Keep doing what you're doing because you blazing the internet, and I followed you a few years back. But say you started during COVID season,
pre-COVID, yeah,
pre-COVID, and then to blossom to where you're at, you're definitely making headways. And you got everybody, if not everybody, or everybody is about to be coming to you, looking at you. They're inspired by you, and all these different companies that you just talked to us about, video contents and stuff like that. That stuff doesn't go unnoticed. It shows the hard work that you're putting in, and you're the guy for the job. So,
thanks, man. Yeah, I try. Honestly, at one point when I was working my actual 9 to 5, when I was working IT, it got to the point where I wasn't sleeping. I was sleeping maybe 3 hours every night, 3 or 4 hours, just because I had so many orders coming in, Etsy orders, especially during Christmas. It was tough. It was hard, but it's the hustle. It's the grind. Yeah, and I just saw somebody actually mention something about time management. The way I manage my time is whenever I have free time, I do what I can. Like, I don't have time management at this point.
Yeah.
Just whenever I have a minute to myself, I just do what I can.
What up, Brandon? What's going on?
Brandon.
What's up, man?
Yeah, man. Before we get up out of here, man, give us some wise words, man, for these people out here, man, who wanna follow in your footsteps.
So for one, to be successful, well, maybe not successful, because I don't want to say that I'm successful. I'm doing my thing. What we went over earlier, which I have to keep trying to think of it: under promise and over deliver. Always under promise and over deliver, and more than anything, just be consistent. It gets tough. It's gonna get hard, and there's gonna be a lot of times where you just want to throw in the towel, which I have. That's why it took me so long to be able to actually start up my t-shirt business, because whenever I would come up with a roadblock, I would just give up.
Yeah.
So now when COVID was hitting, and then my hours were cut at work, and I started realizing how much crap my 9 to 5 was. That's when I realized I really have to put in the work, and I have to figure out my own path. So try to figure out your own path. Evolve with your business. If you see your business going one way, give it a shot. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But at least at the end of the day, you can say that you tried something new. And you never know. It might surprise you, and you might end up going with whatever you decide to try versus what you're actually doing.
Yeah, man.
Just evolve. Evolve with your business. Don't be scared to try something new.
Yep.
So, man, Mario, appreciate you, brother. Great talk, man. Great talking to you.
Thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate it. It was an honor being here.
Anytime, man. It was an honor having you. To everybody out there, appreciate y'all for rocking with us as usual. We will see y'all next week. I forgot who we got coming next. Who we got coming?
Yeah, do Dream On next week.
Oh yeah, do Dream On. Yeah, y'all tap in for that, and y'all do Dream On. Till then,
Hey guys, peace.